All righty. Well, once again, you all have tuned in, and it's not just me.
Mhm.
She is back in the studio.
I've been busy.
She been
Oh,
Miss Parker is back. So thank you all once again for checking into the Watch for the Hook Business and Entrepreneur Podcast. It is Michael with
it's Tatiana.
Miss Parker.
Yes.
You are back in full effect.
Yes.
Some people might have thought you left me.
Mhm.
2 out of the last 3 episodes, it's been me solo dolo.
Oh, yeah, because the first one I was under the weather.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one came in between like a lot of traveling, like 6 days of like traveling.
Yeah, you've been
Yeah.
fucking busy.
Yeah.
But folks, no, she ain't left me.
Mm.
I know y'all might have been worried,
Mm.
but no, she has not left me. She's sticking in for the long haul.
Just had to go see a couple people,
Yeah,
you
she
know.
went to go hang out.
Yeah, just had to go hang out a bit.
All right. Well, speaking of hanging out, well, if you have not been under a rock, you have seen one of the.
I apparently was under a rock. Maybe it was the hanging out.
Yeah, you was hanging out. You weren't under a rock. So, if you have not been hanging out or under the rock, you have heard one of the biggest corporations in sports entertainment and sports television had massive layoffs and firings.
I don't know that I understand the layoff piece.
We'll work through it.
Okay, I'm lost.
But what we want to talk about is the fact that corporate America is probably the biggest contributor to the rise in entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize most entrepreneurships happen because of somebody got fired or laid off from the job that they
Yeah.
was doing.
Yeah.
So,
And not like a you've had a third warning type
oh no,
situation.
no,
Like very you log in one day and there's a change.
yes, or a merger happened,
Overnight,
or
over on
acquisition.
the weekend. The banks are closed for your broke ass, but
Yes,
not they non-broke asses.
exactly. And we've discussed this. Money moves
Yeah.
24/7, 365.
That's the business that doesn't require a teller.
Exactly.
It's a person that takes your calls on the weekend.
What do we say? Life, money, love. All that shit is what? Transaction.
Yeah.
Transactional. These people are doing, they're going to do what's best for them, regardless if it's
Mhm.
matters or best for you. And so, yes, there have been this big uproar about certain people that were laid off
Mhm.
or certain people that got fired.
Okay. Okay.
And, one of them hit home for me because of, you know, when I listened to this person talk about how they didn't see it coming. The person was like, I did what my mama said do. Be twice as good as the next person.
Be not on time, be early.
Yes.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for us, that goalpost has been moved
It
again.
sure has.
You
I was like,
can't
that
be,
doesn't necessarily mean a hill of beans for us anymore.
yeah, you can't be twice as good
Mm-mm.
as the next person or the other person. It's also now, it's a saying that my mom has told me. She said, be better than the person that did it before you, the person that may be doing it with you, and the person that's going to do it after you.
Right.
Because in those 3 phases, you are judged
Mhm.
regardless.
Mhm.
And like the goalposts, the criteria of judging whether or not you are good for a corporation, being a minority,
Mhm.
in a minority black man or a minority black woman, that goalpost and
Which
criteria
is a
changes.
double minority.
Yes, Miss Parker is a double
I'm
minority.
a double minority.
Those criteria change.
Mhm.
The issue is nobody told you they changed.
Mm-mm.
You don't get informed that you are
You
being
don't
held
get
to
an
a different.
email. Mm-mm.
They don't tell you been held to a different standard.
Mm-mm.
You know what they say is if they got the gumption to tell you. Unfortunately, we've had to make some tough decisions. We've decided to move on in a different direction.
I was hoping you were gonna say it's the moving on in a different direction.
Yes,
That's it.
company has
That's
decided
the
to change.
generic non-legal term, right?
The company has decided to change course,
Mm.
and unfortunately, you've been voted off the island.
Yeah, you're not a part of that course. You're not on that route. We don't visualize or see you on that route.
And for somebody, let's say like me, that happened to me last year. I felt just like that person that talked about his situation. He said, "I didn't see it coming.
Mhm.
I was a good teammate.
Right.
I worked it the best that I could. And they still fucking fired me.
Yeah.
Was my job perfect? No. But I never got an indication. I'm talking about me. I never got an indication that I, per se, was in jeopardy. I was always there. I did the job. My record at work showed that, oh man, Mike's stellar. The write-ups that you get, not write-ups, but my what do you call those things? Performance reviews
Performance reviews. Yeah.
were always stellar
Yeah.
for almost 6 years. Yes, did I have bumps in the road with other coworkers? Yeah, because it's hard when you want to hold people accountable and the people above you have no backbone. And when you turn around and say the lack of their accountability affects my duties, what are you supposed to do? I'm supposed to go to the person that I report to, right? That's what you normally should do.
Right.
And then when the poor person that you report to says, I get to it, I get to it, I get to it, it never got to. And then listening to the other person talk about their situation, they said that upper echelon corporate person didn't like what I did. He didn't like the way that I stood up for the black community. He didn't like the way I talked about certain issues. But it's my job not to talk about relevant things. I'm talking about this person that got laid off. And so it just kind of makes you feel like you get double-sided backslapped because they want you to do your job, but then they take away the help for your job to get done.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So how does your job get done? How are you held accountable when if there are people that influence your capabilities of your job getting done, they just say, "Oh, we'll get to it." That's corporate America.
I mean, there's that perspective. Then there is the perspective and the personal experience that I have. Started a new job in less than 2 weeks. The company got an email that, hey, we're going to have to do layoffs. And oh, yeah, it's going to be for the people that received this email. You know, sometimes they do the generic announcement and you have to kind of wait around to see if you're gonna get any further information, if you're gonna be impacted or whatever. No. This was we sent the email to the teams, the plans, whatever project dollars you're aligned to, and y'all are the ones we're gonna we're laying off because we're getting rid of this whole line. My issue was how if I'm coming in and I haven't been there 2 weeks.
Ink still dry. I mean, ink still wet,
I ain't even got
basically.
a check yet. I've not even gotten my first paycheck, and you're already telling me we're being laid off. My issue wasn't that there was a picking and choosing of I'm cherry picking based on whether I like you or not. It wasn't even enough time for that. It was a whole leg or arm, right,
They get got rid of.
that they got rid of. The question was, a lot of us had just come in within that 2 weeks. Why the fuck y'all didn't put a hiring freeze up? So that y'all could have blocked the new hirees from coming in. You could have just stalled it or waited a little bit, but you could have put a hiring freeze in place because it takes more than 2 weeks to hire somebody.
And in your case, the job that you were at was stable.
Yes,
You took the new job because it was a bump.
it was.
It was a
In
bump
everything,
in title pay, everything.
everything,
So what you saw was,
growth,
thank you. That's what corporate America is
promotion,
all about. Promotion
climbing the
and growth.
ladder.
The ladder.
Mhm.
That corporate ladder that we've been talking about. But for people like us, it's missing some rungs.
Yes, because there's no way you can tell me for being there 2 weeks, y'all release an email. Listen, listen. That email had been in the chamber.
What they say?
That email had been in draft mode. All they had to do was add the recipients. You knew this shit before I ended my last day at my previous company.
That was
You
a
knew
stable
this.
job.
That was a stable job. You knew this. You literally knew this.
And those people we always talk about, nothing happens in a vacuum.
No.
This stuff, and let's keep it a book, in corporate America, there's always a plan.
Mhm.
There's always a strategy. That
Right.
strategy was in place 5 to 6 months ago.
Right.
But what they had to do was they had to fake it till they make it.
Yes. And then unfortunately, sometimes we caught in a crossfire. You're an innocent bystander. What you say? You're collateral damage.
You were lured away from a job
Right.
because of opportunities
Mhm.
that they presented at this
Mhm.
other job. But you and other people, my wife was not alone in this,
No, it was quite a few of us.
that left jobs for the corporate bump up,
Right.
the corporate
The
promotion,
come up.
the come up. And then all along, they already knew
Yeah.
this ain't gonna last long.
Right. You knew this. Put a damn hiring freeze in place.
How is
Like
it?
literally put those are dollars you haven't even expended out on a salary yet. Because none of us have gotten checked.
Because let's keep it a buck. It costs money to interview,
It sure does.
do background checks, do hiring.
Send them new laptops out. So what I saw was y'all tried to find a slick way to trim the fat.
But they added technically fat.
You added fat to only go back and trim the fat. So you didn't have to trim any of the fat that was closest to the muscle, the fat that had already been there. So you got to save people with a safety net by creating these new pockets of people that you knew you were going to unemploy.
Ooh,
And on paper, you trim fat.
oh my goodness, Miss Parker, what you said was they looked out for their people.
They did.
They
They
said
absolutely did.
we're gonna
Mhm.
create this alternative universe,
Mhm. Mhm.
and then we're gonna get
Yep.
rid of it.
Yep. Mhm.
We're gonna create a multiverse of madness.
Mhm.
This is my Marvel piece,
Yeah.
and they're gonna get rid of this universe.
Yes.
They're gonna say, "Hey, we pulled this universe in, and we got rid of y'all."
Yep. That's our fat trimming party right there. Because on your books, when the new fiscal year starts, you have the pockets of money. You already have this stuff aligned. You know what new contracts and SOWs you got going in and coming in and going out. You got this. So you had to stick with the story that was on the books and also appease whomever to trim the fat. So you trim the latest round of fat that you gained. Last one hired, first one fired. That's what they did.
And number 4
And
too,
it just saved everybody else.
that was around longer.
Mhm.
And so
Collateral damage.
when you think about that, as me and Miss Parker have been entrepreneurs since 2019, both of these instances have happened since 2019.
Right.
All
Right.
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 So
Absolutely.
so both of these have happened since
Mhm.
2019. Now we were already entrepreneurs. The issue is the business that we were running can't supplement the loss of those salaries,
Right.
which is now for the person that got fired from their job,
Right.
they were already into entrepreneurship.
Right.
They had a second lane. And for
That probably supplements for
yes,
them.
and for most of Americans that started businesses, it was because of situations like ours.
Yeah.
They were like, I'm just not going back to this shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna start me a business and I'm gonna make it work. I'm
Yep.
gonna be my own boss.
Yep.
I'm sounding Dame Dash. Ain't nobody gonna boss me. I'm gonna be my own boss. Be your own boss.
Yep.
This is the thing. You gotta pay the cost to be
Mhm.
the boss. And most entrepreneurs can't pay that cost.
No,
That cost is epic.
it is.
Like a lot of people, and like we talk about this, you got to be damn near crazy to want to put yourself through starting a business, getting a business going, maintaining a business, have a thriving business.
Mhm.
That shit affects your life. It affects more than just you if you're not single. Now, if you're single and it's just you, then
It
that's
is
on
what
you.
it is. Yeah.
But like for us, family of four, everything plays a part.
It counts and it matters. But this is the other thing. With the way, you go to the classic 9 to 5 for stability, right?
Hmm.
And the way you've either seen people be tossed away, witnessed people be thrown away, or experienced it personally, right? the instability, now you're looking at the 9 to 5 like, shit, it's just as unstable as me being an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Because you don't know if you're gonna log into your computer
Or go to work.
or go to work and get a tap on the shoulder, or get a phone call.
Hey, can we talk to you for a second?
We cannot. We cannot.
Can you come to HR office?
Right. Wait, what do you want me at HR office for? Wait, I don't even talk to nobody.
Hey,
I don't even talk to nobody. Like,
and
I ain't did nothing wrong. So, just what we used to deem as super stable, right?
yes,
A 9 to 5, working at a job for 30 years and retiring. That is so out the window.
it's volatile.
It is so it's to me, maybe not 99% as, but a whole bunch of percentages as volatile as entrepreneurship.
Yes. And even like for Miss Parker we've been married 15 years. I've worked other jobs that were what I call dinosaur professions.
Mhm.
She and me both knew when I took certain jobs, there was a finite date
Mm,
that would be established.
but you can plan for that.
You can plan for
There's
that.
a plan for that.
We even did that with the first job.
Yeah.
Remember when I was working at the Arsenal?
Yeah.
They told us, "Hey,
Yes.
October 25th, 2012,
Yeah.
Michael Parker, that's your last day." We knew that.
Yes.
What 8, 9 months in advance,
We
over a
we
year
well, we knew there was an end date
for everything for that job.
anyway. But then to get the actual date, calendar date, yes, you had like 9 months in advance, like a long time. And then it was, "Oh, hey, if you stay to this milestone or that milestone, there's this incentive, there's that incentive,"
Right.
right? So you could still plan, but you always had the option and the choice to leave when it was best for you. Or if your plan included milestone incentives for staying, you can take that route too. It
Yeah,
was just plans out the wazoo.
yeah. But nobody plans for
A
well,
tap a tap on the shoulder,
shit. Mine wasn't even tap.
a email,
My
a phone
phone call.
call, after hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got fired. This is crazy. I got fired on April Fool's Day. I make light of it now because it's been over a year, and I've been able to channel that energy in a positive way. Like for me, I always take pride in my job. Miss Parker knows it. One thing about me, I don't play by what I do, baby. Because listen, when you get me, you getting the best of the best. I feel like that in myself. And when I'm talking my talk, it's because I got the language and the knowledge to back it up. This woman right here, when she does her job, she the best at it. You ain't gonna find nobody better than her. I tell everybody, when you get my wife, you get the best of the best. But what have we learned? Most corporations don't want the best. They
Mm-mm.
just want somebody to float along.
Mhm.
They want somebody to just, hey man,
Mhm.
go sit in the lazy river at the pool
Yeah.
yard and get a tan.
Yeah.
But what happens when you go and you lay in the lazy yard?
Balls get dropped.
Shit happen.
Mhm.
And who they coming after?
Boy,
You.
your shitty self.
CYA, cover your
Yeah.
ass. We as minorities have been CYAing
Ooh,
since the
child.
beginning of time.
Ooh, child.
And it don't get easy. I now know why. When I used to see old black and white photos of African Americans, whether it was men or women,
Just tag.
they didn't smile.
No, ain't shit funny.
We always thought, was they mad? And now we get it. They was tired. They was tired of busting their ass and not getting it.
Uh-huh.
They was tired of being told no when they know they deserved a yes. They were tired of being
Mhm.
put down when they should have been put on.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yep.
Me and me and my wife, it's 4 science degrees between the two of us.
Mhm. Math and science.
Listen, it ain't too much that we don't know or understand or can't direct you to
Right.
find the answer to. Now, some folk call that, I know it all. No, we know enough.
Right, right,
And
right,
that
right,
right
right.
there for a black man, a black
That's
woman
a
in this
target.
world, shit, it's a target.
That's a target.
What they doing to Jalen Brown? They say he thinks he's the smartest man in the room. And if he fucking is, What the problem is? Nobody said when Einstein was the smartest motherfucker in the room, nobody gave a damn with that bad hair.
They just
Motherfucker, you
agreed to
crazy.
they just agreed to it and went on.
He just took what he said.
Are you talking about Jaylen Brown?
This guy
Oh,
with the Philadelphia
yeah, I'm like the
76ers.
best. They say he think he's the smartest person in the room.
See, Mo,
There,
listen,
there I was hanging out.
I know she was hanging out.
I was hanging out.
Yeah,
I was otherwise occupied.
it's the thing. Smart black people are a threat to
Threats,
society.
absolutely threats.
That's why they locking away the books. That's why they changing the schools. That's why they hacking your informational channels. Because a smart person will do what to somebody who's not as smart? Can challenge you.
Mhm.
But oh no, I'm the CEO of
Well,
FOO and Fuckery Entertainment.
you don't really know what you're doing.
No,
Yeah,
you just
you
a
about to
some
mess up.
you just a some bitch that had a big pot of money left him by his grandparents
Legacy dollars.
who started a business and can't run this motherfucker.
Nope.
That's what you are.
And that's crazy because, and I talked to one of my coworkers quite a bit. She and I are, you know, the brown people in the room.
Y'all are a double minority.
Yeah, yeah, we are. And she finally told me a few days ago she sees why I act and move the way I do. And I'm like, because at some point, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Real G's moving silence like lasagna.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, listen, I don't need now another wrinkle line on my face, my forehead, under my eyes. Why? Because people gonna do what they want to do. You cannot govern how people act. You can only control how you react. So once you know how people are gonna move and you've seen them put on their productions on these stages, then at that point it's my opportunity and my choice if I'm gonna clap for you or not.
When you know you're dealing with a snake, you gotta know how to
Yeah.
handle a snake accordingly.
Yeah. Like
It's-
how do you move around snakes? Quiet.
And see, like the other person that I'm gonna be honest. All right, we talking about Ryan Clark. When Ryan Clark got fired by ESPN, he didn't realize it. He didn't know he was on the chopping block. He thought he was that dude. Unfortunately, he is that guy.
Yeah.
But what happened was he didn't know the snake. He
Right.
knew of a snake. He didn't know that the other that the one of those head snakes was gonna be the one to tell the other little snakes,
Yeah.
I want him gone.
Right.
But I'm gonna wait until we do these quote unquote layoffs.
Yeah.
See, for
Yeah.
me, I didn't realize that my manager at that time was the snake,
Right.
the person that I was going to work to protect, because that some bitch was never there. Mike was running a show. I called my wife. She'd be like, "You there today?" Nope. "Well, what you doing?"
It became a thing. It was like a verbal meme.
It was a real life meme. He's like, "So what we doing?" "Girl, we operate business as usual. We doing what we do like clockwork." Something happened, and I didn't realize, just like Ryan Clark said, I didn't realize that the enemy was that close
Mhm.
to getting me up out of there. And I'm gonna show you how crazy my enemy was. I got fired on April 1st. They fired his ass on April 3rd because of this.
Stupid fool.
Because while he was digging my grave, I knew where the bodies were.
I knew where the bodies were buried.
I knew where all the bodies was. And by the time I got through with HR, they knew where the bodies were. So yeah, you can cut me up, but I kept one in the chamber. Ah, and my part shot for his ass. But Miss Parker, she's so resourceful. What she say? Me and my friends started talking. We gotta be on the
Mhm.
plan. What you gotta do is you gotta build
You
alliances.
sure do.
And it's hard for black people in corporate America to build
It
alliances
is.
because of over 400 years of it ain't but enough room for one of y'all.
You're right, 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 right.
And it's still going on.
Mhm.
It ain't enough room but
Just one of us. Just it can only be one.
one. And that right there still has us in the same predicaments as we were a couple hundred years ago. It's only room. It's like
Mhm.
Highlander. There's only room for one.
Yeah.
Off with your head.
Yeah.
But that's not the case because, in the words of my guy Nelly, we all we got. In my case, there was nobody at the other job to be the warning person or the person you
Mhm.
go to that was in a position of mind higher.
Right. Yeah.
She has right now a person that's in the same level as her.
Right. Right.
For me, I in my new job, I don't have that either. I'm the darkest thing in the room, and I'm quite yellow. So what do I have to do now? You gotta learn.
You sure do. You gotta observe.
You gotta learn.
You gotta you gotta pay attention. You gotta anticipate. Uh, you gotta be ready, but you can't be antsy. You can't be anxious. You can't be too quick to tout. You can't sit up there and react too quickly. You can't be emotional. There's so many can'ts. You just ask, what can you do? Because it's easier to say one or two things versus touting out 50 that you can't do. What can I do? I can go, speak when spoken to, try to be genuinely polite, um,
Build relationships.
build relationships, and most importantly, shut my mouth.
Ain't that rough?
Mhm.
That's right. See that
And then you get them on the opposite side talking, we need you to talk more. We need you to talk more. You have to be real choosy.
and see, and in my world, Miss Parker deals with numbers and analytics and data all day. My world is regulatory. It's black and white with numbers and statements. So for me, when I have to say things, I have to have something behind it
Mhm.
because they'll be like, well, what does that reg say? Well, I got you right here.
Yeah.
Seeing. Oh, I didn't know that. That's what you hired me for.
Right.
See, that's what corporate America does. It says in the job description, we want somebody that can do this.
This just lets me know that you can do this.
Yeah. And
What I
then
really
when
want
you
you to do.
go on finish it,
Yeah.
they say, we want somebody that can do these litany of things.
Yeah.
But in the actuality, we really want somebody, if they black or a minority, we want you to shut up and dribble.
Yep. Or shut
That
up and drive.
yeah, that's it. Chauffeur. Chauffeur this around so we can get this monies or we can get these dollars, we can get these grants. But in actuality, they might be wasting your motherfucking time.
Yep.
And
Got you there being a seat filler.
they're like, well, at least you got a job.
All right.
But that's the one thing about being a seat filler. You only there until the actual person that they want is in that
Uh-huh.
seat.
Uh-huh. You're filling the seat.
See, that's what this new version of corporate America wants.
Mhm.
They want seat fillers.
Yep.
They don't want people that can actually do the work.
No, they just want to know that you're capable of doing it, but then they need you to be uh meek enough to only do what they want you to do.
Oh,
Not what you thought you were taught in school to be able to think outside the box and
you
do.
actually doing this job.
Yeah, no, we need you to do what we want you to do when we want you to do it. And
That
don't ask no questions. Just do it.
yeah,
And I'm gonna pay you
yeah. You just sit right
to
here.
be a puppet.
It is hard. But then that goes back to why when people burn out from the 9 to 5 grind,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, I'm gonna start my own business. Then, like we talked about for so many episodes, I think this is episode 215 right now. Unless you already got that financial backing,
Right. You're gonna be relying on a 9 to 5 check.
you just don't start a job or start a business unless you already got that bank behind it,
Right.
the collateral, the
Yep.
financial equity to start a business. We already been through the PPP part.
Right.
We coming out of that. Now we into the other people's part. They borrow other people's money.
Right.
And you don't borrow the money from them other people. Guess what happened? If your business fails, you owe them money.
Anyway.
Now you in the hole in a different way.
Yep. He gonna pass out some more checks.
Hell no. Listen, that 2,600 that people got 4, 5 years ago, baby, that'll
What
turn
was it,
to
a 14 and a 12?
14 and
And a 12, something like that.
I don't know. Listen, you know how much we pay right now
Oh, child,
per household?
gas $70 a gallon.
Child,
Still paying for that.
we
$70.
don't let them Don't let them fool you into thinking that it ain't all about what it ain't all about, because we know what it's all about. It's all about the haves getting more and the have-nots getting even less.
Right.
Miss Parker, you got any words for them as we get ready to ride out on this um, corporate America sending your ass to the entrepreneurship realm?
I really don't. I think just the experiences we've talked about let you know you can catch that heat and that smoke, in more than one way. Be it planned or not planned. It could be an email. It could be a tap on the shoulder. It could be a mid-break phone call. It could be
Oh,
a ride home phone call after work hours.
didn't
So
get
you just have to be prepared.
you didn't even get fired on your day off.
Exactly. You had been to work the whole day, then they fired your ass,
Why you got fired in the middle of the
in the
day?
middle of your day, or they let you know in the morning, hey,
Hey, by the way,
y'all gonna be done in just a few months, like, yeah. So it's crazy. You just have to be prepared. And it sucks to have to plan for that.
hey, catch y'all next time.